I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I have a PhD in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists, and as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have a book haul for you because my birthday was on Sunday, and naturally I got books. Also, Pippin is here and says hi. Butters is also hanging around and might make an appearance. We'll see what happens. So, I've got these broken into kind of 4 sections, so let's jump in. I apologize if the lighting leaves a lot to be desired today. It is a gray, horrible day today, so I'm getting no natural light from the windows, and I'm trying my best. Anyway, the first 2 books that I have are actually not birthday presents. I bought them for myself as presents for something else, and that is that I got a job. Yay! So I am very happy to say that I will be teaching starting at the end of August at a different university than the one that I've just graduated from. So I'm very excited to start this kind of new chapter in my life. I'm teaching college composition and research and composition, and I could not be more thrilled to finally have a job. And to celebrate, I bought books, naturally. So this first one is Dear Writer, Pep Talks and Practical Advice for the Creative Life by Maggie Smith. So I read Maggie Smith's newest collection of poems, A Suit or a Suitcase, earlier this year, and really enjoyed it. And looking at her stuff on Goodreads, I saw that she had this, and I thought, oh, that would be very interesting to read. And then the bookstore I was at had it, so I got it. And I am very much looking forward to reading this. Breaks down creativity into 10 essential elements: attention, wonder, vision, surprise, play, vulnerability, restlessness, connection, tenacity, and hope. And explores these through short, inspiring essays, followed by generative writing prompts. Pippin, please stop biting me. So yeah, I like Smith's poems a lot, and she's actually going to be coming up later in this book haul in a few minutes. So I'm excited for this one. And this next one I got at a used bookstore, and it does not have a real cover because it's very, well, I don't actually know how old it is, but it is old. It doesn't have a date. Pippin, this is The Scottish Chiefs by Jane Porter. So this is a Regency historical novel written by Jane Porter, who is the subject, along with her sister Anna Mariah, of the biography Sister Novelists by Devani Loser, which I read a few years ago and adored. And to find a Jane Porter book like out in the wild in a bookstore is crazy, because she's not well known at all. Like, she's really quite recently recovered, and I just couldn't believe this was there. So I bought it, naturally. It's not in the best of condition, but I think it should be readable. Pippin, you're really being a pain in my ass. So I was so thrilled to find this. I couldn't believe it. When I saw the title, I was like, really? Because, so it's, will this focus? There, I think it focused. So it's got like the title and then her last name, and I saw that, I was like, Porter, really? I was so excited. So, a great present for me to celebrate getting my first job after grad school. Can you stop? The next 3 are presents from Pavel over at Victoria's Archives, who print lesser-known Victorian works, and these are 3 works by Dinah Mullet-Craik, and I'm so excited to have them. I have read A Life for a Life and The Laurel Bush by Craik, also Olive, and I have all 3 of those in lovely Victoria's Archives editions. So to have these next 3 that they've printed, I'm just thrilled. So we've got Christian's Mistake from 1865, A Noble Life from 1866, and King Arthur, Not a Love Story from 1886. I am so excited to read these, and I cannot thank Pavel enough for sending them over. I love these editions. I love Craik, and I just can't wait to read more from her. I'm like thinking this is going to be a Craik kind of year in addition to Elizabeth Gaskell for my Elizabeth Gaskell project. That's just the Victorian literature. I'm going to be reading Gaskell and Craik. This next group I bought while I was in Boston seeing a friend. We met up in Beacon Hill and went to the Nichols House Museum. The Nichols were a prominent family in Boston in the late 19th, early 20th century. They had 3 daughters who were very creative and also very politically active. And it was, oh my God, it was one of the best museum tours I've been on in a really long time. Our guide was fantastic. The house was just stunning, and oh, it was great. So obviously I bought some things in the gift shop, and then we also went over to Beacon Hill Books, which is a bookstore and a cafe where we had lunch, and I bought books. But I talked to my husband, and he said, we'll consider this like my birthday present to you, is this kind of day out. So the first book I have here is from the museum gift shop. This is Lively Days, Some Memoirs by Margaret Homer Shercliffe, who was the youngest of the 3 Nichols daughters. And this was printed by the museum. They have their own little kind of publishing, reprinted by the Board of Governors, Nichols House Museum, with permission of the Shercliffe family. And it was only $10 for a hardcover. I was like, wow. So naturally I had to have it. Also, they were such an interesting family. I cannot wait to read this and learn more. I don't usually dive into American literature and history, but they were just so fascinating that I'm like, I need to know more. So Margaret Homer Shercliffe did a lot of woodworking, and we saw some of the woodworking that she did at the house, and it was just gorgeous. I also bought 2 non-book things at the museum. The first was just tea, which I'm not going to show you because it's just a pack of tea, but I'm very excited to try it. The second one, though, I think you guys will really appreciate, even though it's not book related, but so this is a tea towel with a cat that says Votes for Women, and I am in love with it. And they're on the packaging that it came with, there was a little history. This was originally a postcard printed at the time to like kind of disparage the women's rights movement, but it's been reclaimed because it's a cat with a Votes for Women's pin on it. How is that not the best thing ever? And like the absolute best way to, like, you're trying to disparage them, but you're just making me want to support them, because cats. I'm gonna hang this up in my office. I'm super excited for it. And then I got 2 books at Beacon Hill Books. The first is Good Bones by Maggie Smith, which is a poetry collection. Told you she was coming back. I'm really excited to read more poems from her because I did really like A Suit or a Suitcase. And then one of the big reasons I wanted to go to Beacon Hill Books is that they carry Persephone books. And I actually owe myself still, or at this point when I went to the store, I owed myself 2 Persephone books, because the deal I made with myself was that I could buy a Persephone book for every dissertation chapter I completed. I had 4 dissertation chapters. I only ever bought 2 Persephone books. So I treated myself to a 3rd one. This is A Writer's Diary by Virginia Woolf. I'm excited for this. The only sad thing is it doesn't come with the bookmark like it does when you buy them straight from Persephone. But oh, look at the beautiful end papers. Like, these are so gorgeous. I was very tempted to get 2, but they were pricey. So I decided to go for the less expensive poetry collection, Good Bones. But I'm so excited for this. And I'm pretty sure that I know what I want my next Persephone book to be when I get a chance. And I probably will go back into Beacon Hill Books to buy it because I really liked it there a lot. It was such a nice bookstore. And the last category are the presents from my parents. And the first one is the book that out of all of these I am the most excited for because, and I talked about this, I guess it would have been in my mid-year book freakout tag. This is the Poems of Sylvia Plath, edited by Amanda Golden and Karen V. Kukal. This is a new scholarly edition of Sylvia Plath's poems, more than doubling the number of poems than what Ted Hughes put in the collected poems of Sylvia Plath. This has, oh, it's so gorgeous. And like also there's pictures. Oh, I am so happy. It has, so it's broken into two parts. The first part is the kind of like her adult, what are considered her adult poems from the last 10 years of her life. And then it also has a bunch of her early stuff, starting from her childhood, which is so cool. And it has poems that Ted Hughes didn't include. Like Ted Hughes didn't include the Mad Girl's Love Song, which I love. It's such a great poem. This has it. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And there's, oh my God, there's all kinds of notes and like, this is just crazy. Ah, it's just so cool. I'm so excited for this. It's also very heavy because it's a hardcover, so I'm gonna put it down now. And they also got me another poetry collection. This is Diving into the Wreck by Adrienne Rich. I have read one poetry collection by Rich and then quite a lot of her nonfiction. And I'm excited to check this one out. This is like kind of considered her best collection, I think. And I think I'm gonna enjoy it quite a lot. And then they got me all of the remaining books on my list for my Russian literature project for 2027. So we've got A History of Russian Literature from its beginnings to 1900 by D.S. Mirsky. I like to read some kind of nonfiction to do with my project, and because I am not super familiar with Russian literature, I decided that it would be good to read a book like this and read it actually at the beginning of the project instead of in November, which is what I usually do with my nonfiction. I looked online, I was like, what are like good books about, about Russian literature? And this one is the one that kept coming up. So I am very interested to check this out. And it is also edited by Francis J. Whitfield to include a part of another work by Mirsky that is about Russian literature after 1900. And then we get the actual 19th century Russian literature that I'm going to be looking at. We have Dead Souls by Nikolai Gogol in this very lovely vintage classics edition. Oh, does it not have notes? Oh, that'll be fun. It doesn't. Why would you not have notes? Oh, no, it does. Okay. Okay, it does have notes. I know nothing about this. I just know that it's one that you always hear the name of. Oh, we've got an anti-hero. Chichikov. Combs the back country wheeling and dealing for dead souls, deceased serfs who still represent money to anyone sharp enough to trade in them. Oh boy, this is gonna be uplifting, isn't it? We then have Fathers and Children by Ivan Turgenev. Usually translated as Fathers and Sons, but this edition translated as Fathers and Children, and it is translated by Nicholas Pasternak Slater and Maya Slater. I translated this one. This edition of Dead Souls is translated by Richard Vivier and Larissa Volokansky. Oh man, I need to get better with the pronunciation. So what is Fathers and Children about? I mean, aside from the obvious. Love, politics, society, strong beliefs, heated disagreements, illness, death, and generational divide between young and old. When the young university graduate student Arkady and his mentor, the nihilist Bazarov, leave St. Petersburg to visit their aging parents in the provinces, the conflict that ensues from the generations' clashing views of the world is both representative of the 19th century Russia and recognizably contemporary. Okay. A Hero of Our Time by Mikhail Lermontov. In the Penguin edition, translated by, whoever had this before me color-coded their notes and was named Ingrid Morales, apparently. This translation is by Paul Foote. And we have proud, willful, and intensely charismatic Pechorin, who is bored by the stifling world that envelopes him. Embarks on a series of adventures, encountering smugglers, brigands, soldiers, lovers, and rivals, and leaving a trail of broken hearts behind him. Well, doesn't he sound delightful? I know nothing about any of these, honestly, but I'm very interested to find out. Eugene Onegin, which I am hoping I am pronouncing correctly, by Alexander Pushkin, in a World's Classics edition, translated by James E. Fallon. 1820s Imperial Russia, a novel in verse, following the emotions and destiny of three men. Onegin, the bored fop, Lenski, the minor elegiast, and a stylized Pushkin himself, and the fates and affections of three women, Tatiana, the provincial beauty, her sister Olga, and Pushkin's mercurial muse. So this is actually going to be the first of the 19th century works of the project. So I'm going to read, I decided, the history of Russian literature in January, and then Eugene Onegin will be in February. And then the final book of this haul is 5 plays by Anton Chekhov. So this contains Ivanov, The Seagull, Uncle Vanya, The Three Sisters, and The Cherry Orchard, translated by Ronald Hingley. I am going to be reading The Seagull for my project. Whether I read the other 4 plays remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. But The Seagull is the one that I'm planning to actually read. So yeah, I'm super excited that my parents got me all the rest of these, because that just, you know, now I have everything. Yes, I'm ready for my project, and I'm very excited for it. I need to finish the Elizabeth Gaskell project first, though. Oh, that is my birthday book haul. Let me know down in the comments, have you read any of these? What did you think? What books have you acquired lately? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.